Hey guys, Ben Sertiman here with a very special training. This is going to be a very long training. I'm going to do my best to try to get through it as quick as possible. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to walk you guys through in the entire process of setting up an account in Elite360, just as if I was a brand new user, just like you. So if you are going through this, I'm going to try to put some timestamps down below in the training area. So if you need to go back and check something out, you'll know where it is. I do want you guys to know that we do have a complete training system that is designed to walk you through our entire process. It's not difficult if you go through it properly. There's a checklist. Everything you need to follow is here. Okay. There's a lot of videos, but they're pretty short. And from the feedback that I've received, pretty much everybody who goes through this feels like they get a pretty good introduction to the system. Okay. And then once you're done with that, there's a tremendous amount of training underneath this: funnel builder, email marketing. By the way, do not attempt to upload any leads into this system until you've gone through this training. Trust me. Workflows, membership course builder, messaging, surveys, integrations. If you do need to cancel your account ever, it's right down there. Also, this help button right here has a help library with thousands and thousands of hours of training tutorials on everything you need to know in our system. Some of it might be a little outdated here and there. Also, down below here is a live chat support ticket system. Put your name and email, start the chat. It's going to create a ticket, and our team will get back to you. Okay? So that is that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to take you through, like I said. All right, we're brand new. I'm sitting next to you at your computer, and let's walk through this process. What you're going to want to have ahead of time is a domain name or a subdomain that you've set up. We'll talk about that in a second. And a Google Calendar, right? You can use Outlook, but I recommend Google Calendar. It's just so much easier to work with. Our entire system, the back end is built on Google, communicates very well with Google. And obviously I recommend going through all of the future trainings and everything on a computer. Okay, so you're in the system. Very first thing I want you to do, come down to settings, come over to your business info. Should be the first thing you come up here. And we need to make sure that our address is right. So why isn't it the same as, this might already actually be in here for you. Some of you, it may not, but I'm looking for Pacific time. Scroll past it. Yep, there it is, Los Angeles. Make sure that's right, because that's how your calendar is going to be based. Click Update Address. You can leave this how it is. You can leave that. This is just if somebody calls you. Okay, so that's pretty much good. I'm solid there, all right? Next thing I want to do, I want to go down to integrations, and I want to connect my Google account. Your Google account, now let me be very, very clear here. If you add team members or staff members, you can add them as a staff member, but they need to come in here and they need to connect their own Google Calendar. Just them giving you your email, their email and password is not going to work. They have to do it. Okay. So it's really important that you understand that. Okay. So I'm going to sign in to Google. It's my Google account. Now I do happen to have a Google My Business page associated with this email address. So if you don't see this page, don't freak out about it. It doesn't matter. You don't need to worry about this. And Google My Business is it's a Google feature. So if somebody searches for your business, they can find it. But this is now connected. You don't need to click on anything. Connect just means it's done. Okay. So if I close this, you'll see it now says connected. If I want to disconnect it, you just hit that little button right there. Okay. Next, we're going to go down to our profile. And this is where you can change your password if you want to. You can set up a signature for your outgoing emails. I'll just go ahead. I'll go ahead and do that. Do like that. And maybe make this bold. If I hold down Shift and then hit Enter, it does one space. If I just hit Enter, it hits two spaces. So I'm going to do Shift, and then I'm going to do like co-founder of Elite360, right? And maybe I don't want to make that bold. And maybe I want to put my email or my phone number. All right, so 7. Please don't call me. Thank you. All right. Now I want to update my hours of availability. Okay, meeting location I'm going to leave as custom. And the reason I'm going to do that, you could do Zoom, but a custom gives me more control and freedom. So that's what I'm going to recommend that you do. You can leave that blank. Time zone, again, I want to update this. You got to update it twice, all right? Because the reason is because your company billing address or your company, your business info may have like a corporate, like let's say Tanner and our CEO is in Miami, Florida, which is Eastern time, but I personally, this is my profile, okay? I personally am in California, okay? So this is where I'm going to set up my hours. Let's see, I want to do, start, let's say at, 8 a.m. I want to make that 8 a.m. and I want to do, let's say I'm going to stop at 1 p.m. Then I want to go from, let's say 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And I'm just going to hit apply all. And I can change my availability. Like if you messed up and you want to make this 12 p.m. and you want to make that 1 p.m., hit apply all. That updates all of them, and I'm good with that. If you want to delete some of these times, like you want to be done early by Friday at that time, okay. And then I'm going to click update availability, okay. Just got updated. Do you want to overwrite the meeting location and all the calendars you've been part of? I'm going to say no, because I'm actually connected with this email address in a lot of different areas. So I'm not going to do that, okay. So now, calendar not selected for sync. So let's edit that. Which calendar should we use to sync? Read and write events to. So I want to choose that. I want to select my calendar, and this is my Gmail calendar. Save. So whichever one and you should see Gmail, whichever one you're connecting to, check for conflicts. And save. That should be good. Okay. I can connect Zoom if I want to, but I don't think it's going to let me because I am connected in another place. Let me see if it's going to let me. Let's try. Yeah, it's already connected. Okay, that's okay. But that's how you could connect your Zoom if you want to. It's not the end of the world. You really don't need that to make this work. I guess I'll show you why in a little bit. Okay, but my availability is updated. I've got my signature. If you want to change your password, you can do that here. Anything else? I think that's good. Okay, all right. So now that I've got my calendar availability, now let's go ahead and let's create some things. First of all, I want to point out, if I had other team members, I could do that here, right? I could set up my calendar or my team members. I could add the employees and then get them access to the system. Then they need to log in and then they can edit stuff. Okay. All right. But first I'm following along with the sheet. So let's just stick with that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set up my domain. Okay. So settings, domain. Now, when I click add a domain, it's going to ask me which domain I want to add. Now, let me be very clear here. If I already have a domain somewhere that's being used, let's say I'm moving over from ClickFunnels and I don't want to lose that website yet, that means that website already has, that domain already has a www dot whatever pointing to it, right? So you can't have two of those. You can't create what's called a CNAME for two of those, or an A record. You can't do that. So that won't work. So what I'm going to do is I've got a new domain that's set up. That's what I'm working with. If you already have a domain, you'd create a subdomain. I'm going to show you how to create both. I'm just going to go ahead and create both. So I've got my GoDaddy logged in here. You want to try to find the DNS record, right? Digital CMO.io is what I'm going to add. Now, before I do this, I'm going to delete that CNAME record because you don't need that. I'm going to delete that because I don't need that. I'm deleting the CNAME and I'm deleting the A record because that's not going to be parked anywhere. Okay. So that's the way it should look, something like that. I can leave. You want to leave this other stuff because I honestly, I'll be honest with you, I don't know what all that means and I don't want to screw with it. So I'm not going to mess with it. Okay. So now I'm going to add the www of this. Okay. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go www that. All right. Now it says CNAME record. I'm going to choose the CNAME and I'm going to copy this little sucker right there for the www. Copy. And I'm going to go add a CNAME. That's the type. The name is going to be www, right? The value is going to be boom. I'll leave that there and I'm just going to click add record. Could take a few minutes to set up. Sometimes it could take, they say, I think up to 24 hours or something like that, whatever they say. But I'm going to just test it, hopefully. No, not yet. So it just sometimes takes a little bit. There it goes. Okay. Now, I don't have a domain. I don't have a funnel built. However, we do have some that you can associate with this. So if you don't associate your domain right now with something, when you go to that main website, it's going to go to a 404 error. It's not going to, because it doesn't have a page to send it to. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose the main offer funnel because we give you this, and I'm just going to choose the opt-in page. So that's going to link the domain. Just give it a second. Okay, I can go quickly check. Go to sites, main offer funnel. Yours, again, might look a little different. Yep, so it's there. All right, so this is my main funnel. So now if I go to digitalcmo.io, or if I go to www.digitalcmo.io, it should go to that opt-in page. Just give it a second. This is all being updated. There we go. That's what the template looks like. Okay, so that's done. Now, one other step that I recommend that you take is add domain forwarding, and we're going to force the HTTPS to your www.digitalcmo.io. Permanent, and just save. This is going to mean that if any version of this domain is going to push it to that. So watch. So if I go to digital, it should push it. Yep. All right. So even if it has the www or doesn't, it's going to forward it and push it to that. So that's just one little step to take. Okay. Now, let's say that I've already had this domain, but I want to associate it, or I already have a domain on ClickFunnels and I'm not ready to move everything over yet, or Kajabi or whatever. But I do want to start building with funnels inside of Elite360 now. You can't have two CNAMEs for the same funnel for the www. That doesn't work. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a subdomain. So let's go ahead and let's add a subdomain, and this is just going to be it's going to be a CNAME. The name of it, instead of www, let's just do something like go. Okay. And the value is just going to be the same thing that we had here. So let me go back to settings, go to domains, let's add it. Okay, so there we go. So all I did was do go and then the flash. And the go is just telling it, I don't need this open anymore. I was just going to say, back when I did the funnels or the calendar, you need to make sure you're logged in. So I don't have one for right now. I'm not going to do that right now, which is okay, because I've got, it's in my system and we're good to go. That's all I need to worry about. I'm going to actually create a funnel and stuff as we go later. Okay. All right. So let me go back to my list here. So domain name is done. So that's how you add, this is called the subdomain. That's an actual, like what they call root domain. And I'm going to point this one at a different funnel later. you could have unlimited root domain or unlimited domains, doesn't matter, but you can have subdomains too. And so we might use, like we have training, we have all kinds of different ones. In fact, while I'm thinking about it, let's go ahead and add that. I'm just going to copy that one more time. Let's go to add domain. I'm going to add training because I'm going to use that for my custom domain later. Training dot. Let's grab this one more time. Because you could have a custom domain on your training, on your membership, like course area. You create a custom domain. I'm just going to go ahead and create it now since I'm here. Okay. I don't think that says that in the, what's it called? Sorry, this is taking just a second. Sickles. Training. Might just be taking a second. There it goes. Okay, I'm not going to associate that with anything else. Okay, I lost my train of thought, but that's okay. So again, I'm just your friend, your buddy. I'm sitting next to you at your computer. I'm walking you through this, and we're going through it together. All right. So we got domain. All right, let's get into the calendars. All right, so go back to the main page. Go to calendars. Now, here's the thing. So in the system, we give you personal calendar and a free discovery call. These are what are called unassigned calendars. I don't recommend people work with these anymore. And the reason is because we have since rolled out a new feature called group calendars. We used to call them team calendars for those of you who have been around for a long time. Group calendars allow you to do some pretty cool things like group your core calendars all in one. So what I'd recommend that you do is, if you're just a solopreneur, it's just you right now, it's a little bit easier. And that's the way that I'm going to build it. But if you have teams of people, like we have in our Elite CEOs, we have sales calendar, we have coaching calendar, we have a sales group, which has all of our sales guys and their calendars in that specific group. We have a coaching group that has all of our coaches and their individual calendars in that group. And so it's just cleaner. It's easier to read things inside of the calendar, inside of the master calendar as you're looking throughout the different things. So it's just what I would do. All right. So I'm going to call this digital CMO master calendar. Here, I'll make it bigger so you guys can see. And this is going to be a little description. I'll show you where you see that in just a second. Okay. And then you're going to get a slug is just like what comes after the little slash. So this will be like your business name. It's got to be all one word. Digital CMO is available. I'm just going to do like 1, 2, 3 in case I ever want to use that in the future. Save. Okay, so now a group has been created, but there isn't anything in the group, right? If I go here, this is just going to be the container of all the calendars. And very rarely are you going to ever use that link. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to create an actual calendar for myself. Okay. All right. So first thing I need to do is add a user. I only have one user on my team. Priority doesn't really matter when it's just you yourself, but I'll leave it like that. And then your custom meeting location, I do all of mine on my Zoom. So I'm going to pop that in there. Okay. That's why I left it custom, because you can change this to whatever you want. You might create a different calendar that you want to put your phone number in there. That's fine. If you don't want to have anything in there, you could do that. That's fine. Okay. So now we'll call this our digital CMO discovery call. This is going to be like my main one. You don't need a description there. If you don't want to, it's just going to appear what appears over on the left-hand side. This will be discovery. And the appointment title is going to be what it's going to say, when they get their emails and, the name of their appointment. So contact's name is going to be, I'm going to put apostrophe contacts, digital CMO discovery call. Sorry, it's really hard to type and talk at the same time. All right, so I'm going to color code it blue. That's my color for my branding. But this doesn't have anything to do with branding. This has everything to do with what color it's going to appear on your calendar, because in your group, you're going to be able to do. In your calendars, you're going to be able to select, I want to just look at this individual group calendar, or I want to look at all of the calendars in this group together. So that's where color coding. So, Tanner's might be red, Benson might be, flamingo, Gentry might be tangerine, somebody else might be banana, somebody else might be sage, and then I'm blue, right? So if you've got a bunch of people in this, that's where the color coding comes in. All right. Okay, so let's save and continue. Now, the system has my availability, but you have the ability to customize per calendar. So for example, if this is your sales calendar and you don't want to, you don't want to be available certain times, you can block that out. But I'm going to walk you through what I'm doing here. So my sales calls are most likely going to be 1 hour. The slot interval simply means how often they're going to be available. So meaning, do I want them to go at 9, 9:30, 10, 10:30, or do I want them, only to be available to be booked at, on the top of the hour? I'll do an hour. Appointments per slot, it's only one person, so I can only do one. I'm going to leave appointments per day blank, and I'm going to leave the buffer as it is. Buffer would just be how much time do you want between appointments. And I don't normally recommend doing that because it can cause some issues. Okay, so that's basically how it's going to look. I believe that should work. Duration, minimum scheduling notice. I might do like if somebody wants to schedule, I like to have some good notice. I don't like getting surprised when I like to know at least 1 day in advance. And date range is how far out you want people to be able to book. If your calendar is completely empty, shrink it down. 2-3 days out max. If it's so full, maybe consider hiring a salesperson to add to your team so you can scale. You keep working your hours and then they add some. But I would recommend, if you're brand new and you're just getting started, maybe push it out like 7 days or something like that. Okay. And again, this is where you can update your availability. So I don't want, let's say that I don't want to take sales calls until, let's say, 10 a.m. And then I want to add, I want to go to 10 to noon. And then I want to go, 1 to 5. And that's my calendar every day. But Friday, I want to be done by that. So what it's going to do, it's going to find availability in all these things. All right. So there you go. If there's a custom form, we have a custom form that you can use that's in here. If you don't want any, that's fine too. Just choose none. The custom form is basically, you have two different options. I could put a form in front of a calendar. That's what we do with Elite CEOs. We have people fill out it's a survey that basically grades them on their answers. And if we don't like their answers, we don't let them schedule a 1 hour call. We might push them to like a 15-minute call or something like that. So you could put the form in front. That's not really associated with calendars though. If you do it the other way where you let them book and you want the calendar to appear after they schedule their call, you would do it here. Okay. And that's basically what it explains to you. I like Sticky Contact. Sticky Contact is after they've opted in, it pulls their information over so they don't have to fill it out again. I would leave these checked as they are. Let the calendar auto-confirm your appointment. You want that. Send appointment alert emails to the assigned team member. So you're going to get an email say, hey, you got a new, you got a new appointment. Okay. Don't check this box. Leave it how it is. Okay. Allow reschedules. If you want to assign contacts to the respective calendar team member, you can. And then you can skip assigning if the contact already has an assigned user. It can get a little messy at that point. But technically, it doesn't really matter because it's just you. Okay, so I would leave it unchecked if it's just you. All of this additional information, you should be good. This is all automated. You don't have to worry about any of this stuff. If you want to put your Facebook Pixel ID, you can in here. I'm not going to do that because we usually put our Facebook Pixel ID on the thank you confirmation page once someone opts in and schedules in. Okay. All right. So custom code. If I want to customize this, make it look pretty, we have some training on how to add color and customize some of that stuff. Once they submit, I am eventually going to redirect them to a URL because I'm going to have a page that I want them to go to. I want them to go to my thank you page. So we do a lot of running ads to an opt-in or registration. They watch a VSL and then they go on to a confirmation thank you page where we have, thank you video, and we have some homework videos we want them to watch before their call. So I am definitely going to have them do that. But for right now, I'm just going to leave it as custom thank you, and I'm going to complete the calendar. Okay, and now it's created. Now, if you go back to this view, you'll see the calendar option there. Okay, again, I don't use that view too often. In fact, I can get rid of this page too. This is what the actual calendar looks like. Now, a lot of people, it looks very similar to Calendly. Remember the description we were talking about? You can put all that right here. A lot of people have a tendency just want to send people this page, but you guys probably can't see it. But this is a terrible link, right? It's got Elite360 in it, it's appointment, and blah, blah, blah. That doesn't look professional. So what I'm going to recommend that you do is we're actually going to embed this calendar. We're going to take this calendar and we're going to put it inside of a funnel page so it looks much more professional. Okay. Okay. So that really, I think, is the next step, right? So update the calendar. Some of the training inside the documents and stuff may, it's probably geared more to this, but we can update some of that stuff as we go through the process of getting everything set up. Okay. All right. We are moving on to the funnel. Yes. Okay. Yours might look a little different, probably in a folder of some kind. This is one of my old demo accounts, so it's all good. But at some point, you're going to see our funnel options. We have a funnel request form where you can import some really nice looking funnels too. This is pretty much the high ticket funnel that we give you. It's just a template. It's only designed to be a template. I'm not going to get into, editing all of the colors and the content and all that stuff right now because that could take a while, right? But what I do want to do is walk you through some of the basics. Okay, so here we've got opt-in page. Somebody comes in. We've got a form that we've pre-built for you in the system. So you don't have to set up anything. This is what's called your main offer opt-in form. They fill that out and it should be set up to go. Let me just pop myself in here as a lead. Ben, and we'll do my phone number. Oh, and let's do Ben +2.com. No. Okay. Well, there we go. That's one thing we're going to fix. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that this form, it's in the pop-up, this form is going to the next step or going to a specific URL, but I'll do the next step. So let's try that one more time. I got to hit refresh though to test the page. Okay, and we're gonna go, let's do Ben test 2. Oh, Ben +3. There we go. All right, now I'm on to the VSL. VSL is a place where we're going to put the content of our, whatever our lead magnet is. So our lead magnet might be something like how to achieve, this without this. And then the VSL is going to cover The training video is going to cover what that is, what you're going to do, and what you're going to offer them. And then you're going to pull into them a pitch or a call to action to schedule a strategy session with you. And this is what I want to talk to you about. Right now, there's a personal calendar in here. So we can't pre-build you a group calendar. So what I'm recommending that you do is you come in here to the VSL and edit that out. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Super simple. So I just showed you, we built our very first group calendar, which is going to be my, digital CMO discovery call, right? So now I'm going to show the pop-up here. This is the calendar. When I click on that, over here it says, I've got some options. Group page would use that whole page. I don't want to do that. I want to get my digital CMO discovery call. This is going to list out all your calendars, and I want to use that one. See how that swapped it out and it changed it. That's the one that I want to use. I like the way it looks better. And as soon as they hit submit on this, I want it to go to the next step. All right. So I'm going to save that. I'm not going to go through and update all the copy on all the page because I don't think that is super important for the demonstration, right? You guys don't need to sit here and watch as I go through that, but I just want to show you this process. Okay, boom. I've got some availability. So let me schedule a time. This is when I'm available. All right, I'm going to select a time. I put my last name in here. That is not how I spell my name. Yeah, we'll do it like that. That's cool. And we'll do test 1, just in case it doesn't go through. All right. And it went on to the next step of the funnel. What's the next step of the funnel? It is our thank you confirmation page. Okay, remember, I've already connected my domain. Everything's already set up. Looks super clean, professional. But do you see, but you can see the layout here, kind of similar to the VSL. Like we're bringing some of that content over, and that's just, these are where all homework videos go. I'm not going to get into all that. All right, boom. So that's set up. So that's done. What else do I need to do? I've got my standalone calendar booking page. Okay, this is what I was talking about earlier. Remember I said, we don't want to send people to that gross looking calendar link. We want it to be on brand, right? We want it to look like what we're doing here. So click on this calendar. We're going to swap out the free discovery call, and we're going to put that group calendar we created in there. And now look, all right, look at this page. Once you put your branding on here, obviously it looks much better, but this is so much better. And you can change this, right? This is just in the editor. If you don't like that, right, you can just remove it. You can change the padding. You want to make it closer to the top. Go for it. I don't care. Boom. All right, let's see what that looks like. Okay, there you go. But so much better than just giving someone a blank look. This looks so much more professional. I like it. Done. All right. Now, one thing we want to do, we want to grab that thank you page URL, that sucker right there. Make sure you don't change these, because if you do, it's going to screw everything up. All right. I don't need to worry about that right now. Okay. So I'm going to go to, where was I going? Going back to my calendars. Go to settings if you want to. Go to calendars. I'm going to edit that guy. And on my confirmation page, remember I said I want to redirect that to a form or to a URL. That's what I want to do. Doesn't really matter. But just in case I happen to give someone that direct link, back here, when they fill out this form, let's make sure we don't want it to go to the thank you page. We want it to go, sorry if I'm going super fast, but I'm just trying to not make this too long of a video. But yeah, we're using the action from the action builder, or we can do the, I could actually pop the link in there too, but I'll use the action from the calendar builder because you guys just saw me, here, show you like this. You guys just saw me put it in that other place, okay? So I'm gonna save that. And that's pretty much it. I'm done. All right, I'm done with the builder. Okay, now there's some other stuff in here. I'm not going to take all the time. If I had the time, what I would probably do is I would set up this. This is like what I call a hero page. It's basically designed to be like a little mini website. Okay, and it's good for you guys to have this as credibility. I don't think you need it right now. But eventually what I would do is I'd make this like your main page. Remember when I set up the domain, and I'll show you how to do that. I would have your regular root domain.com, whatever, go straight to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this. I'm going to change the settings here. And I don't want the path to be info. I want it to be like main, like, or we'll call it home, right? But I'm going to copy this. I'm going to update that step. But you also, when you change the name of something in the funnel, you also need to change it down here. So I'm going to update that. It's okay if it adds a number there. That's totally fine, because this will say /home, right? And here's what I'm going to do. Now that's the hero page. Okay, remember that. So I'm going to go into settings, go to my domains, and remember our original one here, this one right here, we had going to our main funnel opt-in, main offer funnel opt-in. Now I want it to go to the hero page. Save. Might take a little second. Okay, so that is done. Now watch what happens when I go to this domain. It'll go to the hero page, or it should. Yeah, see? So now I've got an official look-in website, right? And it took me just a few minutes. Guys, literally you change colors, update the text. You should have this done within a day, max, okay? All right, so let me get back to my list here. Okay, so our funnel template is pretty much done. Let me just take a look. Yeah, pretty much done. I don't think there's too much more I need to worry about there. Okay. A little bit of questions about my email, but we'll get to that. All right, so let's go over the next thing I've got on my list. Some custom values. We've got some things built out in our system that will send emails automatically based on certain things. So, or it will include some things, and you'll see them right here. Okay, custom value videos, VSL. So I'm going to need to update some of these things, and the where we do that, you don't need to worry about that. Where we do that is going to be. I'm going to open up a new tab because it'll save me some time going back and forth. I'd recommend opening up. So this is going to take us into settings. And then in settings, we're going to go to custom values. So let me explain what custom values are very briefly. Custom values give you the ability to insert this little piece of code on a funnel or on in an email, in a text, and have it automatically populate with something that you've assigned the value of. We're going to do that right now. We're going to assign the value of. The reason where this can be pretty powerful is, let's say you wrote like 12 emails and you put the custom value in there for this lead magnet. You're always linking back to it. And then you realize, crap, I don't like that lead magnet anymore. I want to change the link to it, right? So old school way would be like going in and changing every single email. Blech, right? That's poo-poo. We don't want to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our links and we're going to start updating some of this stuff. So the first thing we want to do is get the VSL. That's when people have opted in and they want to go back and they want to watch that video. There's no need to send them back to the opt-in page again because they already opted in, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab this sucker. That's that link. And by the way, I'm just hitting Command-C on a Mac, be Control-C on a PC. And I'm looking for my, where'd it go? My custom VSL link. training video VSL link. Boom, there it is right there. All right. Value, pasted it. Boom, it's there. I'm going to grab my, what else? As much else as I can. My business name is going to be Digital CMO. Okay. My calendar booking page. This is not the VSL. All right. What's the calendar booking page? That's that sucker. All right. Let's grab that. Why not? I'm going to update that. Boom. Done. Call booking confirmation page. That's my thank you page. Remember? Here. Let me make that big for you. Okay. Put that in here. Don't necessarily have to do all of these. Your close page, it's not super important right now, but close page is what I would recommend. It'd be kind of like your confirmation that when you get your buyers, your high ticket clients, when they purchase, it's nice to fire a Facebook pixel to tell Facebook who your best people are, right? You know, so it's good to send them to a page that you can pixel. So I'd have that. Your free discovery calendar link, you really don't need that. That's well, I'll just copy it, right? It's just this right here. We could do it. It's fine. Just in case you happen to have that custom value somewhere, pop it in there. Oop, that'll put a space in between there. That wasn't good. Make sure you test that. Lead magnet is the name of your lead magnet. You know, I'm going to call mine like 7 ways, or, you know, we'll call this a 7-day, no, let's be 3-day, 3-day business success boot camp or something like that. That'll be the name of my lead magnet that I'm going to use. All right. My main hero VSL, didn't I put that in there? I guess not. That's right there. Boom. Okay, I don't have my members login yet. My offer name is going to be whatever your coaching mastermind is, which would be like my digital. I don't have one. This is just making this up. Digital CMO mastermind, we'll call it. Okay. Offer value 1. Let's say my offer value 1. This isn't super vital. I'm just going to put this in here in case I want to use it somewhere else down the road. Let's say my value is $10,000. Well, let me put a comma. Yeah. Onboarding page. You've got this. We give you guys this. This is something that you would customize for your clients. Okay, you've enrolled them. You've sent them to the confirmation page. Now, the first step in the program is to do what, right? This is like here are my getting started steps. So maybe you put that here. Privacy policy we've created for you, which is here. It's totally custom, or I should say it's totally generic, not custom, so that you can customize it yourself if you want to. But it's generic, meaning it'll work for anybody, okay? And your terms of use is right there. So all this is pre-built for you. Don't have to do any of it. Done. Okay, so pretty much everywhere that we have these, you're going to see it populate. So let's test this out. All right, guys, I'm not going to get into a huge explanation of our workflows and automations and stuff. There's a lot more that goes into that in the training, but I will say this. We've pre-set up a lot of this for you, but I just want to show you the power of the custom values, okay? So this is an example, or this is a template for our lead generation workflow. Let's say, for example, you've got a lead magnet out there on your Instagram profile, links to that opt-in page that we just created in our funnel template. And when they opt in on that form, we've pre-set up this form for you. It's already connected to this workflow. That's going to what's called trigger. That's why it says trigger this workflow. We're going to add a tag for you, which we've already created in the system. We're going to move them to this pipeline stage. We're going to send a text see these custom values in here. We're going to send their first email. This is going to deliver the lead magnet. See where it says, here's your custom lead magnet, right? That custom value. If you remember, let me just show you again, just so we're on the same page. Let me open this up. I'll go back in here. And then in this one, on this tab, let's take a look at the custom values, because this is really, really cool. Remember the VSL? There's the custom value for the VSL. We got that link in there. So when this email gets sent out, it should populate that with my actual link to my training. And this right here that says custom values lead magnet, it should, where's my custom values lead magnet? Right here, lead magnet. It should populate it with 3-day business success bootcamp. Okay, so let's test this workflow. I'm going to test. I'm going to select the contact. There's my testing. I've done this before. So it's going to kick out an email, right? I'm going to give it a second to work. And all it's going to do, that delivers a lead magnet. This is just a template. You can customize this to whatever you want it to say, all right? If you're doing like a VSL video training like ours, easy. You want to do a course, something like that, you can do that too. The next email is going to be a welcome email that's going to automatically send. That's going to say, it's going to have the contact's first name. That's a value that's automatically added. It's going to say my name is, and it'll have my name, and then it'll have the business value or the custom business value name that we have in here, which is business name. Custom values business name should say digital CMO. Okay, so let's test. Let's go back and see. Go into contacts. By the way, fully operational CRM. So I can open up my contact and I should have a record of all my communication with them. And sure enough, what do you see, right? You see the custom values. Here's your 3-day. That's the, remember it said, here's your, and then it was the custom value, a little code there for the name of the training, or the name of the lead magnet. And there's the link that had the custom value. If I open it, should take me directly to my template, VSL template that we set up. And sure enough, it did. Okay. And it works exactly how it should. The other email that was sent should say, remember, that's the contact name. And then it should say, I'm the founder. The reason it doesn't have my name in here is because I'm testing it. And it's not an actual opt-in. Digital CMO was the name of the business. So that's there. And then this is just customizing, right? That's all you guys, that's all really that would be left to do, okay? The next thing that I wanna make sure that we do, I wanna make sure my integrations are all set up that I'm gonna need. I need to connect my Facebook and Instagram. I may already be connected, so I'm not sure if it's gonna let me. You can only connect a Facebook business page. Instagram doesn't matter, but it has to be a Facebook business page. Can't do personal yet. I don't know if that will be coming or not. And quite frankly, you should never really build your business out of your personal page. So I'm gonna select that. And you need to make sure your Instagram and your Facebook are connected so they can communicate back and forth, because these are all going to be linked into your messaging conversations tab inside of Elite360. And it's also going to allow you to do some other cool stuff. And then I'm going to select which ad account I want to connect in. And I already did that. So we'll give it a second to make sure that's connected. And then the last thing that you may need to do, or let's say, for example, you want to have like a membership or like a course or something like that. And we have a fully functional system just like Kajabi or Teachable or something like that. In fact, ours looks very similar to Kajabi. We give you a little main offer membership template to start from, which you can swap out. You can do, create different categories. That's what these little gray bars are. And then these are subcategories, which are just the content, or they're like those are the lessons. I'm sorry, you can create subcategories in them. Not going to get into all that, but you can do quizzes, right? Fully, it's all here. You can do drip mode, all that stuff. But let's say you wanted to grant somebody access to this. Well, the first thing, let's go to settings, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to have this really long, ugly email or link that you're sending to people. So what I would recommend that you do, go to settings, go to custom domain. Now I made a little boo-boo before. I told you when I had set up domains, remember I set up a subdomain and I pointed it to the flash dot whatever MSG, whatever that is, should have gone to this one. So I've gone in and I've corrected it, right? So you can see that here before I had it go into that, and that would be wrong. That would just create a subdomain, which I'll show you how to connect to things into other funnels that you have. I'll show you how to do that, but this is for this one, right? So if I wanted to connect this, now if I do training.digitalcmo.io and I click save, it should connect perfectly fine. Yes. And now if I go here, now I have my own custom domain in my membership area. It logged me in because I created what's called a magic link. I would recommend that you do that. Say, just click on, you won't see something here, just click on that, and now you have this link that will automatically log people in. Now don't just give that to anybody, right? It's only going to work with people who have registered, so it's going to recognize their email. But then obviously now I've got access to the course, and of course all this is customizable. You guys can change this all around, make it look however you want. You can put, all the content in here. I'm just giving you, a little overview. So how would someone get access to that? Well, there's a couple of different ways. One way that we've set up for you inside of automations is if someone becomes a client or a purchaser of whatever, they're going to automatically get moved into this program. Okay, and you can see it right here. This is our client journey, and it's just a standard 12-week with some automated check-ins. You can customize this however you want, but you can see here, it grants them access to that membership offer. Okay, and so how does someone get added into this? Well, it's very simple. You can, let me go back into contacts. Let's say I'm on the phone with Ben here, right? And I'm talking to him and all right, yeah, man, I'm in, let's do it, okay? I can come down here and say, great, I'm gonna get you plugged in. So I'm gonna add him, right now they're a lead. So I'm gonna add them as a purchaser. And look over on the right here, look over here, watch what happens when I do this. Might take a second for it to kick in, but now that I've added them as a purchaser, it's going to put them into, it's going to put this lead into that workflow. Okay, I just had to refresh the page, and you can see it right over here. It says welcome. This is the first welcome email that they get for becoming, coming into our program. I'm sorry, no, this is the welcome. This is their username and password. They automatically, if they click on this link, it's going to log them in automatically because their email is associated with the program, right? And then here's the welcome email that they're getting, as part of it. And then over here, all this stuff is automatically done. So like the sales pipeline, you're going to see them in here and see this 10K. That's the value. You can change that to whatever you want. And this is all done automatically. The AI in our system is incredible, but this is where that value comes in, right? You can see the 10,000 there. You can see what stage they're at. If I come into opportunities, I think they're a client now, or I'm a client, right? See them right there. And I'm no longer in the main offer. The main offer is your, think of them like leads, right? I'm not in that one anymore because I've closed, and that's the system automatically moves me. So in other sales pipelines, systems like with Active Campaign or something, you might have to manually move people. Like you might have to pick them up and move them. You don't have to do that because we've created so much advanced automation and built this for you. This doesn't just magically appear. It's custom built, right? We've done this for you. So we've basically duplicated all of the workflows that happen for you, all the advanced stuff. So the call reminders, all that stuff. You don't need to do anything except just kind of go through, hey, I don't like the way that email sounds. Hey, I don't like what that text says. I want it to say something else, right? Go through all the training that we have here. But guys, that's pretty much it. Let me look at the document here. There isn't much for you to do. My email is all set up. You guys don't need to touch that. Don't worry about what it says here. You don't need to check this box. You don't need to do anything. Don't worry if yours doesn't do that because yours by default is our system. If you want to have your own email server, obviously you have to let us know. Reach out to us because we have to turn off ours in order for you to add yours. And you could do Mailgun, Sendinblue, SendGrid. Pretty much anything. There's no real advantage over that other than, it would completely dissociate the words Elite360 from your email, which is totally fine. If you want to do that, that's totally cool. But again, you're going to be responsible for handling the technology behind that. We won't be able to support that. The last thing would be if you wanted to associate a subdomain. Remember, this is a root domain. A subdomain you don't have to have. You could just have one domain if that's all you wanted, but you can add unlimited domains, unlimited subdomains. But if you wanted to put that on another funnel, I've already imported a funnel from one of our templates. All you do is go up to settings, and then you select from the drop down what you want that to go to, and now you've got a funnel. This is a funnel template that we give you. So this is done. And the only other thing you would need to do is create a form for this nutrition funnel, right? Because you don't want your main offer funnel is gonna, this is the form that we've given you, right? So I would just create a new form. I'll just show you how to do this really quickly here. So let's ask for, let's do full name. We'll do full name, we'll do email, and I always ask for phone number now. And I'm gonna require that. So let's require that, and then let's name it instead of form 5, so we know what it is. We'll call this nutrition funnel. And I don't need to do any of the Facebook stuff. So I'm gonna say none. And on submit, we don't need to worry about that. So I'm gonna click save form. Oh, shoot. Let's put a button on there, right? Button. Let's center it. My branding is more like, well, the funnel we have now is kind of a pinky color, but let's do something that's going to stand out, right? Like a blue, right? Boom. And instead of button, something like that, okay? And you can customize all this with some custom CSS. We have lots of training in the system that can show you some ideas on how to do that and do different things. So I'm going to save that form, and now I can go back to my funnel, go my nutrition funnel, edit in a new tab. That just makes going back and forth a little quicker. So now I've got my, this is going to open the pop-up, I think, as well. Don't have any forms on this one, so which form do I want to use? There's the nutrition funnel. And I'm going to go, I got to tell what to do after they hit submit on the button. I'm going to use go to next step, which is going to be the VSL of this one. All right. Let's save that. And I've got a different funnel here now. So let me go to my automations. Got a lead generation. It's another lead generation. So I'm going to copy this one. And instead of this one, this is going to be lead generation workflow for nutrition funnel. I'm gonna show you, this is just how fast you can start rolling with our system, dude. I mean, guys, it's incredible, okay? So let me turn it on, publish, don't forget. Now I need to change which form because it's still the main offer form. So which form? Nutrition, boom. And now what I can do is I can change, because right now I only have one lead magnet. So if I wanted to create other custom values, I could, or I could just come in here and say, nutrition funnel VSL. Oop, not VSL, VSL. Let me save that real quick because I'm going to need to go back and I need to grab, probably faster to go like this. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to grab, I got to grab the link, right? I don't know, right now I don't have the link. So here's the link for the VSL. So I'm going to grab that. Come back into this email and let pop it right there. Open let's open it in a new window. Save it, save it, save it, test it. Save it, save it, save it, test it. Run test. Boom. Let's go to contacts. Let's see if I got the nutrition funnel email. Not yet. Oh shoot, it's not going to do that because I added the when I add myself as a client. Here, let me do this. Let me add I removed myself from all the workflows when I added myself as a client. So let me add myself as another contact. We'll just do Ben testing 5. It's okay that it's the same email. Actually, let's do +1. Now I'll go in and test it, and now it should work again. I have to hit refresh in order to pull my lead in there as a contact. So here I'm in testing 5. I have nothing. I have no tags. I have nothing. Now I'm going to test it, and there we go. That should work. We're good. So there we go. Here's my nutrition funnel. See? Unable to find form. That's the form for the calendar. So if I wanted to have my scheduled call, if I wanted to create another calendar for my nutrition funnel, I could do that too. I could create, a nutrition master calendar. And guys, it is so easy to move quickly because of what we've created here. And that was the purpose of this training video. If you look back at what I went through, it's probably about 30 minutes of actual technical setup, right? The rest, I got to go back and I got to update my funnel, right? That's going to take some time because I got to get my funnel to look the way I want it to. If you have a simple funnel like the nutrition, right? We've done a lot of it for you, right? If you're in the nutrition space, or we've got other ones that are, in marketing, real estate, consulting, business coaching. We've done all these for you. You could go maybe even get going even faster, but that's really the time consuming part, is just getting the emails the way you want. Don't reinvent the wheel. Just take the system that we already have, and within a matter of maybe a day, taking all the time to custom, to update my funnel and get the colors and stuff to look the way I want, and the emails to say exactly what I want, you could be rolling. I mean, you could literally be up and rolling in your business right away. Okay. So hopefully that was useful to you guys. Hopefully that made sense. We will see you in the Facebook group and on the next training.